to my channel. This is Gamer Dom, and I know how you guys love a bit of self-propelled gun action. God, sounding like Klaus. Oh, Jesus. Not quite that insane. So, lot of talk, a lot of negative talk about artillery all the time in the game. Oh, it's bad for the game. Oh, it's boring. You just play. Personally, I think as long as they're limited in some way in terms of numbers, I still think 2 is the maximum. Really, they should be in a game. They're actually an asset in the game if they play right, if they support the team. Otherwise, all you get is tanks, Russian tanks particularly, with big thick turrets just sitting hull down and going, come on, take me on, mama, and of course you can't. Artillery splashing them a few times does tend to focus the mind. So a couple of games coming up here that just show that artillery class can actually be terrific fun. So this is Shoot. Shoot is the archetypal Tart, Arty Tart. He loves his Arty, plays a lot, and you've seen a few of his games on my channel. This is one of his personal favourites. This is the SU-14-2, the Russian tier 8 artillery. Really big gun. Not the most accurate in the West, but he's got a very good Krug, as he uses this thing a lot. Well, on Fjords it is a tier 9 game, 5-10 game, and he's supporting that middle area immediately. You can see this is where artillery is very useful, because that WZ would be almost impossible to shift. But now Shoot's done nearly 600 damage to him. Which kind of focuses the mind. Otherwise, you know, nothing would be able to take on that WZ turret, frontally anyway. Now he's just map aware as always. He's noticed that our WZ is in trouble, but is he going to be able to deal with this guy? Just needs a bit of splash, really. Are they really going to sit there? Oh, WZ, has he given up, or is he just AFK? Or just been tracked? Maybe that's it. Shell in the air, and he takes down that medium tank. Again, relocates immediately. There are 2 artillery each side in this game. Didn't help that WZ much, because the defender came around the corner and derped him in the face. The hill's now looking dodgy. The middle area is looking dodgy. Everywhere's looking dodgy. He's doing his very best to support, and you know, they're anticipating that they'll see that defender somewhere down there, just aiming in to make sure he's got a chance. Game's still tight, 3-3, but look, those 2 TDs, the brigade, well, not a TD, a medium tank and a TD, sitting there on the corner, have not made any move to cover defender at all. Somebody's marking on the map, you know, be careful because that defender's coming down. There he is indeed, and now he's got so close we can't actually see him anymore, can't actually hit him anymore. Ah, there we go, shot in the air. Nope, didn't actually fire, held the shot for a minute. Defender is, where's he going? It's really awkward, we don't have much of an angle here. There goes the Brigetto. Oh, now there's an Indian Panzer come this way too. He's been spotted, which means he's in trouble. Fires a shot onto the Indian Panzer and smacks him one. Again, good move here. Moves forward, not backwards. The obvious thing is always to move backwards, or the thing you kind of naturally want to do is pull away from the target that's firing at you. In some cases you're better off moving into the direction of it, because you can get behind some rocks, or just break that contact and do something a little bit unexpected. Also, you move faster forward than you do back in most cases, unless you're a French wheeled armoured car. IS-3A, shot in the air, tracks him nicely, allows the Batchat to get round behind. Batchat is just unloading on his arse. Now Sue came to help. Now this is the point where you kind of, as an artillery player, you just think, I'm waiting, if there's an opportunity to fire I will, but there wasn't, so he didn't, so it was all fine. Very frustrating though when we've all had it where you're circling an enemy tank and the artillery still launch that shell. even though they know that they're probably going to hit you. 50 TP. He was thinking about having a shot, but the 50 disappeared, so now he's focusing more on the Conqueror, who's more of a threat right now, certainly to us personally. Oh, what a hit that was! Wow, 1000 hit into the back of the Conqueror and a fire. Wow, that's a monster. That's the sort of hit you get, and it's you know you're on for an ace tanker with that kind of smack. Trying to support our IS-3A, but can't really get a shell on him there. Mousen in the middle. Thinking about it. Oh, there goes our SDA. Shot in the air on the Mousen. Just clipped him. Didn't do any damage. You notice Shoot doesn't use any premium rounds on his artillery. Because this thing does enough damage, enough splash anyway. Don't really need to. Now, team's actually pulled it back. It's 12 plays 11. But there's a lot. There's 2 tier 9s left on the enemy team, only 1 on ours. And that TVP is full health. Fires a blind shot. Don't know whether he did anything. We'll have to see afterwards. Really, you're going to cap IS-3? Friendly IS-3's gone to cap, which is just ridiculous. You need to cap for so long. There's no point doing that. You've just taken your gun out of the game, so it's now effectively 11 plays 11. They've got all the time in the world to kill a couple of tanks and then come back and kill you. Stupid move. Mousen's there. Shot in the air. Oof, again, unlucky. 2 crits, but didn't actually do any damage. There goes the 50 TP. He's going to own our IS-3A. Don't need to have seen the replay to know that it's going to happen. Our Batchat's running for it against the Mausian. Yep, there goes the 3A. Afraid that was inevitable. What he was thinking, why would you bother? The VK, they're on such high health, which does not help. Shot in the air on the VK, nice hit, only 100 and something, but did a bit of module damage as well. Batchat's working him over. Don't get yourself killed, Batchat. Looks like he's reloading. Trouble is he's going to have a Mausian up the Jaxie in a minute. There's the Mausian. Right, VK's down. Oh, this is tense. Can we help out against the Mausian? He's on 1500 health. Shot in the air. Oh, again, no damage. No damage. That looked like that was right under his lower plate and still didn't do a thing. Seeing where he can get the best bang for his bucks on a shell. He's telling the team all the time what his reload speed, how much longer he's got to reload. Sue is trying to, well, it's doing a reasonable, someone's doing a good job on that Mausian. Is he almost done? He is almost done. He's tracked in a really unfortunate position. Shells in the air. Again, no damage. Do not believe it. Unbelievable. Oof, Sue took a huge hit. Down to 6 health. Come on, Sue. No, he couldn't do it. And meanwhile, our Batchat's down as well. Ah, what a disaster. That looked like they had a faint hope there. Trouble is, 2 big heavies, or 3 big heavies as there were, all on pretty much full health. Oh, and then he blind shots the Mausian. So just the 50 TP, who is on considerably more hit points than we are, against Shoot in his artillery, tarty tart. He's done 2,600 we know of. Pretty sure he would have done a load more that we don't know about. He's got 3 kills, but I suspect it's all for naught. I don't think he's going to be able to deal with a rampaging Polish tank. He's got 7 kills. He's had a blinder himself. He's a good player. Nice shot, but look at that, only 130 damage, and he takes a big shot to the face. He won't even reload in time. But look, no thought of drowning himself here. Absolutely no thought of it at all, because that's shoot all over. He's going to die, but he's going down swinging. Oh well, good try, excellent effort, good game. So there you go, first offering for RT can be exciting. It was a heck of a fight at the end there. Almost carried the team, but not quite. Managed to get his 2nd mark of excellence on that thing, which is quite an achievement on RT. It's quite a popular one. Ace Tanker, Bruiser, Arsonist and Gauze medal. Finished up, unsurprisingly, top of his... oh no, not quite top of his team, 2nd on his team. 3,352 damage, 3 kills. 794. That SU-14-2 came tops. Shoot fired 14 shells, a hit with 14, got 2 penetrations and 11 splashes for that 3,300 damage. Also 2,600 assistance damage, which is nice. Has some boosters and I guess the Christmas raffle stuff going. 92,700 credits, even though he runs some food. Still made 57,000 profit, which would have been 35 without a premium account, and with his bonuses for the holiday season, 2,500 credit experience for his crew, would have been 1,700 without. So there you go, exciting artillery game. I hope you'll agree, but that's not enough. Let's see another one. So welcome back to my channel. This is Gamer Dom, and this is me driving the Russian tier 10 artillery, the Object 261 on Prokofka. It's a tier 10 game, of course, and it's going to show that artillery can be a fun class to play from time to time. So it starts off fairly, basically as artillery you have 2 options on this map, well possibly 3. 2 options primarily, one to go left, one go right. The other one is to sit in the middle and die. This is a tier 10 game, so there's some really high profile, high view range tanks out there, so I decided to come left. Now I don't go as far left as I would normally do. I prefer to get this sort of middle-ish area, because I've got a load of friendly tanks in front of me and the enemy, and that, spoiler alert, leaves me in good stead in this game. But also I think it's less likely to be spotted. Now we saw that VK earlier, and that's almost certainly him, but I'm not going to waste a shot on him. The thing about this Russian artillery is it's pretty accurate, but it doesn't have many rounds. You can see I only have 18 rounds, and yet it fires very rapidly. 25.85 seconds for my crew reload on this thing. So even well, you'll see in this game I get down to the last few rounds. Again, not wanting to spoil it. Now look how close that 430U has got. There are no light tanks on either side, which does create a few challenges. Plonker shot on the object, which is nice. 211 damage, but he's disappeared again. And meanwhile they've taken out 2 of our tanks. Now the enemy are very aggressive. They're pushing really hard. A couple of TDs up the top there will make them pay for their well, tenacity, you know what I mean. Temerity, that's the fella. Managed to miss that WZ, but get a little bit of splash. This thing it doesn't have a huge amount of splash. Really, priority's got to be that Object 430U. Now he's in a really nice hold down position, and he's just wrecking our team. Combination of his proxy spotting and also his own gun is just causing a right mess of everything down here on this flank. And he's trying to weave, shell in the air. 400 now, that's more like it, but again we lost another tank, so there's just now 3 of us and 2 artillery, 3 tanks and 2 artillery in there. Progetto has come down into the middle and cleared out our bat chat. We're in so much trouble here. And at this point I'm thinking, right, this is game over. This is game over. I want to hit that Progetto, but I can't. Then there's a T-44, and he is so close I can auto-lock on him. And take him down. Somebody else hit him at the same time I did. Now I've got to be spotted here. Yep, there you go, spotted. Now it's weave and hope the artillery isn't loaded. Somebody's got is aware. Scorpion G plonks a big shell on me, almost one-shots me, losing on 35 health. Also got splashed by artillery, so I lost my driver as well. But luckily that E-100's taken down. But there goes another one of the tanks out here. T-34 has just died. So there's the E-100 who's being eaten slowly but surely. Object 705 who is deciding that the advancing is the best kind of idea at this situation, which actually I tend to agree with him. There's the object, finish him off, move immediately because I thought there's a fair chance I might get spotted doing that. That E-100 is just, it's like a death of 1,000 cuts. He's gone from full health to pretty much finished in the space of a few seconds there, and there he goes. So it's just me on the 705 now. Can I hit that Type 61? Enemy artillery alert. He was very ballsy, being a bit caught out by the fact so many of his crew have been killed, so I'll just finish him off. And there goes the 704 as well, but thankfully our TVP 5051 takes down that Waffle-Träger. So I'm thinking, right, I don't think there's much else here. That 61 is a bit of a pain. I need to move. There's the 61, he's pulled all the way back. So I might have a shot at him. Is he staying there? Okay, well we'll have a bit of that action, thank you very much. 319 hit on this, on that tier 9 medium tank. Isn't blessed with much armour, so not surprising. And I'm off. Now again, another thing about the Object 261, it fires very rapidly and it also moves very rapidly. So you can see I'm already whizzing along here at 50 kph, something like that, relocating, and I'm just thinking, I've got no view range. I don't know what's coming down that road. We know the Scorpion G was there at some point because he shot me. Unless there was another one. Well, there was another one, but anyway, one of them shot me. So there's a fair chance that he's somewhere out there. So I'm getting out of dodge, I'm moving around. If I can provide some support for the TVP and the Stumpfwagen, that is fantastic. But I want to, my immediate idea is just get out of dodge. Let's get moving. Stop here, and there's the AMX. Good. Aiming, you see the aim time's pretty good on this as well. Just a critical hit on the AMX. Oh, no, it's 389 damage, and he is toast. Good job. So I get assistance probably for that. Well, I will do because I stunned him and probably tracked him at the same process. Now, this gun doesn't have massive amounts of stun. What's it? Penetration. It's stun duration of 13.05 and 29 seconds. Between 13.5 and 29 seconds, and radius is only 10 meters. So it's a fairly condensed shot. Now I reckoned there must be somebody hiding in those bushes up there, so I thought I'd plonk a couple of blind shots. It's getting towards the end of the game. Oh, the Scorpion G just took down our UDES, who was out there on that wing. And he's pointing to the middle area there, which is interesting when you see what happens at the end of this game. So it is really tight. We have one active TD, and he's not that active. Stumpfwagen 103 needs to go in siege mode. But it's pretty good camo value, so that's something, and 3 artillery against the Scorpion G, an enemy S1, and a tier 10 auto-loading artillery. So this is not a foregone conclusion, even though we've got one more tank than they do. Now I wanted this Strava to get on the cap, so I thought, and my reckoning was that he's probably got very good camo. Well, he's a Strava, and they tend to have very good. If he could be disciplined, we've got 3 artillery. Somebody from their team has got to make a play if we sit on the cap. There's still 7 minutes left, so there's still plenty of time. But he's not really seen anybody here, so I've said here, cap Strava. But he chooses to ignore it, or whatever, I don't know what. Ah, no, there's somebody. It was one of our team firing out into the woods up there. So again, breaking my rule for not firing blind. Yep, there we go. I thought I did. I remember distinctly firing the shell there, even though I've been trying to save my shells. You see, I'm already down to just 8 shells left. The game is pretty much over. Well, there's not much time left. It could go either way. So Strava's not seen anything. So I'm at the moment thinking, shall I plonk another shot around it? Where the enemy lights to be hiding? In those bushes there? That's somewhere that I've been known to hide when the enemy are pushing my cap. So we put a shell there on the basis of, yeah, I'm a master tactician, so they might copy. Snigger. Nope, but there's nothing, and of course then I don't get the chance to fire immediately at the Strava. Now this is one of the weirdest situations. You've got two Stravas. It's like watching your grandparents have sex. They both go into TD mode and nothing happens. And I'm saying to the Strava, just move, get out of there. Because there still is a Scorpion G out there somewhere. Plus there's the auto-loading artillery who we haven't seen at all. And he's a good player. So it's 13 plays 11. I've done 2,000 damage, which isn't outstanding. Probably got one or two others on top of that in terms of splash, and maybe one of those random blind shots actually went in. Now again, I'm trying to persuade the Strava to get in the cap, but he decides not to, and you know, it works. So I'm going to spoil the surprise by saying we win the game, but it's very, very tight. And I have to say, this was fun. I mean, artillery games can be very, very dull, but this was fun, really good fun. So the Strava's pushing back into the 2 line, and he spots the Scorpion G, who appears to be AFK. Wow. And force of habit, I move after I fired, put a nice 300 hit into that Scorpion G. He's AFK. My goodness me. And he is down. That is that is the end of a Scorpion G, who was actually seemed to be doing pretty well. So I don't know whether he disconnected, or he thought the game was lost, or whether he had a connection problem. I don't know what happened there, but whatever it was, he disconnected and he was out. He wasn't active. Maybe he'd gone for a fag or something. I don't know. So I'm rushing forward as fast as I can, and there's the back chat artillery. I've got a high splash round, which I managed to just clip the back side of him, track him in the process, which is great. Did nearly 300 damage with just a splash, which is pretty good, and he is taken down for the win. What an exciting game. Great job, well played. So who said artillery games couldn't be fun and exciting? God, that was nip and tuck. I really thought we'd lost the 1-2 line, because we just nobody moved forward really. But certainly having that Scorpion G appearing to go AFK just at the wrong moment for their team helped us no end. And it turned out to be a really, really exciting and tense game. I loved it in this Object 261. So I only got second class out of that, but also Reaper, Bruiser and Confederate. Oh, top of the team on base XP is nice. 3,000 damage, 3 kills, 863 base experience, 513 shells, hit with 6, and penetrated with 1. So I wonder who that was on. Anyway, it doesn't matter. 10 lots of splash as well, which is nice. Only took 1 hit myself, but almost killed me. That was that Scorpion G. I don't know whether it spotted me or just fired blind, but whatever, it did a lot of damage. 146 stun damage, or stun duration, and 1200 assistance damage is rather nice. With the holiday ops stuff going, made a nice profit, 76, nearly 77,000 credits, even firing a few tart shots with the premium HE. Still made 10,000 profit, a couple of bonds, and 3,200 experience with my ×2. Would have been just over 2,000 without a premium account. So there you go. Wonders never ceased. Exciting games in artillery. Shock, horror, probe. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And in the meantime, enjoy your games, have fun, try not to take it too seriously, and I will see you again soon. This is Gamer Dom, signing out.